Afternoon all, I'm Elle, I'm the Keystone Stitcher. Welcome back. I've got a lot to share with you today. Not a lot of projects, but a lot of progress. You may hear my voice. Yeah, my grandson was over the last couple weekends and he got me sick again. So you also may notice in the background here, I finally got my Four Seasons by Modern Folk Embroidery in a frame. So that's now done. Okay, we're going to start. I have a finish, a big finish. I have new plans. Um, yeah, we're just going to get into everything we've got. But first, I want to do the giveaway. And I'm sorry, this is absolutely gorgeous and it doesn't show. Yesterday was beautiful and sunny. Today it's overcast. I had to wait till afternoon just to have enough lighting to record, but I still can't get the gold lettering on this Lord of the Rings. Can you kind of? Anyway, this is Lord of the Rings fabric. This is a 32 count Lugana. It measures 16 by 18 inches. It was dyed by my friend Kaylee of Sewing Shop CA. She's also Kaylee 10 Stitch here on YouTube and on Instagram. And I did a random comment picker, and it is I'd Rather Be Stitching. And your name's Tanya. I think it's Tanya. Her and her daughter do videos together. I'd Rather Be Stitching. B is B with 2 E's. And they have so much fun together. If you haven't watched her, you should give her a shot. Anyway, Tanya, you won Lord of the Rings fabric. So get in touch with me and I will get this out to you. Okay, so while we're on that stuff, let's do shout outs. I know there have been a few new subscribers here, and so you may have found me through a couple other channels. Selena from Bobo Handcraft, she shouted me out, and Carrie, the patient stitcher, they both said such kind things, so thank you very much for that. And if that's how you found me, I'm glad you're here. If you found me another way, let me know how you found me. Okay, let's get into the whips. So my current, if you're not aware, if you're new, my current rotation, shall we say, is that I work Monday through Friday on one project until it is finished, and then I switch it out for the next one that is close to a finish. On the weekends, I pick whatever is calling to me. And this time the first one I picked was One for Sorrow. This is charted by Heaven Earth Designs. And I literally just did this section here. The one nice thing about this is the beginning of the wall, so I know where the darker colors start. So let me put in where this was last time you saw it, and you can see it's just that area. Now, on my last video, I showed a project that is full coverage, but I'm stitching it on a fabric that I dyed. It was this fabric, as a matter of fact. This is a 20 count Evenweave by Swigart. And I was just playing with fabrics. And I was asked, why would you stitch on a dyed fabric when you're doing a full coverage? And there's a lot of reasons to. For that one, there was no real reason. I was dyeing fabric, and I had never dyed Evenweave. So I had a scrap of Evenweave, and I stuck in the dye to see what would happen, because I know each fabric takes the dye differently. So it was kind of in the future, if I have an Evenweave, I want to know how the dye will affect it. When it came time to start that piece, and I wanted to start, it was Stone Expression. And I went through, I don't have a large stash of fabric, so when I went through to see if I had any scraps that would fit, that fit. Now, on a piece like this, you can see there's some blue in there, but there's a lot of really, really pale colors. There's 762, 3753, 3756. I literally, on this white fabric, my eyes will cross trying to see the holes. And I'll have to look away, refocus, and come back. And it slows down my stitching. So this is one that I wish I had dyed. And other times, some people just, if all they really stitch is full coverage, for some people, they get tired of seeing white fabric. And they will stitch on a hand-dyed fabric just because they want to see something different while they're working on it. Another reason to stitch, if I had a piece with all dark colors, then working on white, you can sometimes, if the coverage isn't perfect, you can see the white shining through. But if you have even a gray, that gray fabric won't show through as well, and it'll appear that you have better coverage than what you do. So there are a lot of reasons to stitch on a colored fabric when you're doing full coverage. Okay, my next piece is Feasting Frenzy, and I'm stitching this along with Elisa, who is eCrafting Colorado, and Selena, who is Bobo Handcrafts. I struggled with this at first because your flosses come on these cards and they just hang down. I went and punched holes in here thinking, well, maybe that will work for me for the excess floss, because you don't always have enough stitches to use up your floss. I'm not a floss drop person. I like bobbins. So I finally this time bobbinated all the flosses. And once I did that, I just started flying through. So this is Feasting Frenzy. This is a dimensions kit. I'm doing this on an 18 count that I dyed myself. And here's where I am. So here's what it looked like before. So you can see quite a bit got done. And so I brought up more I think this is the tail feathers of that bird. I added more in the feeder, and then this entire bird is new. So I was using black over here. I still had black on my needle, so I came over here, put it in the beak, and then kept going. And then I just decided to keep going with it. This is as far over as this will get on this edge. This bird is not done because this is the bottom of the first page, and I haven't gone down to the second page to finish the belly of the bird. But for the most part, that bird is done. So let me bring this in so you can see it better. Now, no back stitch has been done yet, but you're already getting a good look at that bird. Okay, so then I had a finish, and my finish is Pokemon. And I'm going to put a picture in right here of, no, I'm not. You know what? I'm going to stop this and I'm going to put a video in that I did kind of close up because it's so huge, it's hard to show on camera. So let me put that video in. You can see Pokemon, and I'll be right back. Okay, Pokemon is done. This is the frame my grandson picked. I'm going to go through this a little bit at a time here. Let's see if I can do this without making you sick. Okay, there's no back stitch in this design. The word Pokemon has the most confetti. The characters did not have a lot of confetti. Pokemon did, the word Pokemon. And so now, let me see if I can come in closer and show you the characters. This is Abra. Blastoise is my grandson's favorite. Charizard. Dugtrio and Eevee. We come down here, Pharaoh. Oh, disclaimer, I may mispronounce some of these characters. I apologize if I do. But that's Pharaoh. I had the least amount of fun with him. It's just too many browns, and I'm not a brown person. There's Gengar, Ho-Oh, and now Ho-Oh was large, but I had a lot of fun with him. Then we have Ivysaur and Jigglypuff, sorry. And then we come down here and we have Coughing. Now, Coughing is interesting because I started and stitched Coughing when I got sick. So the pronunciation being Coughing was just perfect. Then we have Lapras, Mewtwo. I always mess up this pronunciation, but I believe it's Nidoqueen. Onyx. Onyx was one of my favorites because it was so different from all the rest. Then we have Pikachu, Kolava, Rhyhorn, Squirtle, Tauros, Unpheasant, which to me just looks like an alien. It just is so crazy. All right, then we have Vulpix. These are the last ones. This row down here you have not seen before. So we have Vulpix, Wailord, Xatu, I believe is how you pronounce that one, which I found this one interesting because can you see the face? Let me see if I can do this without jiggling. Right here, there's like a face here. That's because this is based on a totem pole. Yanma, which is based on a dragonfly, which is my absolute favorite insect. And Zigzagoon, which is a combination, I think it was raccoon and deer, I think is what he said. So that is, let's see if I can back up. I don't think I can get all of this in, but let's see if I can, oops, sorry. So there's Pokemon. And I will take a picture of the whole thing and insert it here shortly. Okay, I'm back. What'd you think? So here's Pokemon. I will put a close-up picture in because I did take one. So I'll put that in here while I tell you a little bit about the design. This design is by bixostitch on Etsy. I did this on a 20 count Aida that I dyed myself. And the measurement, I'm looking at my card where I had my notes. The measurements are 387 stitches wide by 500 stitches tall. There was 68,000, I think, or 67,000 stitches. I should know this. I didn't write that down. One of the best things I like about finishing a design is deleting it off all of my devices. So I deleted it out of Dropbox. I've deleted it off Pattern Keeper. I'm done. It's over with. I started this just prior to January 2024. So January, when I started working on it, I had 3,500 stitches, 3,505 stitches to be precise. And I finished this Monday of this week, so that was the 11th. So the 11th of March. So I started it in December and I finished it in March. The Aida, if you're curious, I put it in a pan, bunched it up, and I started with tan. And then I drained that off and I added some orange, drained that off, added some blue. It was either royal or denim blue, I don't recall. And then I added some charcoal. And so that got me that mottled effect there. And it's finally easier for you to see because with it being wrinkled and all that color, it made the fabric real pixelated every time I try to show you a picture. So that is now my grandson's. He has seen it. He picked out the frame. He can't wait to get it home. I'm not sure if I'll see him this weekend or the following weekend. But that is my first finish of 2024. So that means that I have a new focus. And my new focus, have you guessed which one it is? My new focus is the one that has the least number of stitches left. And that is Beetle Pop. So here is Beetle Pop now, and I will put over my face where it was last time you saw it. So you can see, I started working on this Monday afternoon after I finished Pokemon. And I've gotten quite a bit in on it. So I'll bring this in. So you can see I brought the hair down. Her skin pretty much ended here, so everything down here has been added. And then I was working some colors in here and then came down this way. So I started adding her jawline. And now, except for a few stitches along here and then below her jawline, everything up in this area is all one color. So this will be a great piece to take outside when the weather gets warm again. And just, I'll be able to take this and one skein of floss. I won't have to take my tablet with me and I can just work away. So this one, I figure it'll take me about 4 weeks to finish. I am currently at 53.28%. Oh, I didn't tell you, One for Sorrow, I finally reached 10.49%. Yeah, I showed you that a while ago. And the artwork on One for Sorrow is by Stephanie Pui-Mun Law. The Beetle Pop, I believe this will be finished sometime close to mid-April. And So you should see this. I'm hoping I can show this to you frame on April 15th. So I just have to finish coming down here. This right here is the bottom of her neck, and then fill in her hand, and then I can come up and do the tongue, the snake tongue, and then beetle paw. So that's what she looks like. The artwork for this is by LuxNovaStudios, and it's charted by UnconventionalXStitch or UnconventionalXStitch. This is on an 18 count DesignWorks Aida that I dyed myself using 2 different colors of yellow Rit dye. I used lemon and I used a little bit of neon. So that's it. That's my new focus. I'm itching for some more full coverage. This feels like full coverage, even though it's not. But I think I have a full coverage I haven't pulled out in a while that I'm going to pull out tomorrow for my weekend stitching. And that is pretty much, I think, everything. So let me check my notes. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'd rather be stitching. Contact me. I'll get your fabric out to you. And thanks again to Kaylee who offered that to you so I could give it to you. And yeah, I'm going to go take care of this cold, do some editing, and hopefully when I see you on the 1st, I won't sound like this anymore. So we can just hope my grandson feels better and doesn't keep passing it back to me. All right, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful stitching month, and I will see you on the 1st. Bye.